A woman was pierced through her body by a 1-meter-long steel pipe, yet her husband a doctor pushed her away and turned and rushed toward his first love who had only suffered minor scrapes. Then carrying his first love he left the fire without looking back, and seeing the mocking gaze of the man's first love the woman wept in despair with tears streaming down her face, and just then another pillar struck her, and fortunately her mother arrived, and seeing her daughter barely alive the mother cried with heart-wrenching sobs, and the woman told her mother in disappointment, "I want a divorce from my husband," and her mother then took her to the hospital, but because her injuries were extremely severe her husband was the only doctor in the entire hospital who could perform the surgery. And the staff quickly called the man but he was busy treating his first love's minor scrapes and told them to find another doctor and hung up the phone, and hearing this the woman lost her will to survive. And finally on the cold operating table she stopped breathing. Meanwhile her husband was still attentively caring for his white moonlight until he heard nurses outside the door lamenting the life that had just been lost, and suddenly a terrible premonition struck him and he rushed out to ask the nurses who was on the table, and seeing that none of the nurses would answer him he trembled as he lifted the white cloth. But before he could see he was interrupted by his first love, and seeing her fall to the ground the man hurried over to help her up. At the same time the woman's mother stood alone in the heavy rain clutching her daughter's belongings and she cried with heart-wrenching sobs feeling her daughter's life had been wasted, yet she decided to give the man one last chance and she called him demanding he come see her daughter by 10 a.m. the next day, and with that she hung up. However the next day the first love insisted the man change her bandages, and reluctantly the man called his mother-in-law saying he would be late. Little did he know he had missed